What's up, y'all? So I'm minding my business, doing my hair, and I'm always on TikTok, like wanting to watch something while I'm braiding my hair, because it'd be taking a long time for you to braid your own hair at home, and it'll always be good stuff to watch on TV. So sometimes I just watch stuff on TikTok. But anyway, while I was looking up something to watch, I found some friendship horror stories, and I was like, ooh, this is a good one, because I know they have that saying right now that you can't go to Miami with your friends because y'all stop being friends, and I thought that was just let me do a skit online so that we can go viral type of thing that was happening. But no, girl, these stories are for real. And I said, let's chit chat about them, because I feel like these are good braiding hair stories. So if you like to braid your hair, do your hair, or you ain't got nothing to do, go ahead and tune in. Comment your thoughts down below. Oh, what's up, my friends? And welcome back once again to the Just Kason brand. I'm your homegirl, I'm your tia, I'm your prima, I'm your cousin, I'm your friend, I'm whatever you need me to be down here at the Just Kason brand. So yeah, subscribe to the channel because we be talking about stuff, and then yeah, let's tune in.
So y'all, this is part 1 on my Miami girls experience trip where I felt set up and robbed. I got robbed, y'all, for all my money.
Automatically, I really like her demeanor. I like how she's already coming on. She seemed like she just is funny. You know how some people, no matter what they say, it could be hella funny. She seemed like she that type.
I don't even know where to start, y'all. I don't even know where to start. I really don't know where to start. But we're gonna start somewhere. If I'm not mistaken, I think we went on this trip for my friend's birthday. Her birthday probably wasn't, like, it probably happened already, her birthday. And then we came out there after, if I'm not mistaken. And this was between me and my best friend. I invited all my other friends in college to come or whatever. So my best friend, she has a friend, and I guess she knew this girl from her neighborhood or whatever, because I went to college upstate, y'all, in a predominantly white place. So my best friend was white. She is white. She's still white. So her friend is white. And this does not really this doesn't really have anything to do with the story. But when I need you guys to understand on why I'm telling you guys, like, that they're white. This motherfucker interrupted my story time. But basically, I'm telling you guys that because they grew up differently than us. From New York. If you from New York City, then you know they grew up differently than us. Like, they from Buffalo and shit. So they grew up differently. Like, my friend never even got into a fight her whole life. My lifestyle was different from theirs or whatever. I'm just great at adapting wherever I go. It don't matter. I fit in, I get in, I don't even fit in. I stand out. And yeah. So anyways, that's not besides the point. So we went on this trip, and everything was cool. Everything was cool, I think. Like, I'm trying to really remember because this happened like 2 years ago and I never told the story. Because I'm just a real ass bitch and I don't really be like doing shit for, I went live when it happened. And I was crying on live because I was so flabbergasted. It was just like, how did this happen to me? So we're going to start from the very, very beginning. So we touched down in Miami. That was one. We touched down in Miami. We met some guys. And I'm like, yeah, it's lit. They got the car. They got the V, whatever. We got to go shopping. They offered to take us places, whatever. The first red flag was them asking if we want to buy some perks. That was like the first red flag to me. Like, bitch, I don't do perks. So, but I'm like, nah, I don't need that. Can you take us to the supermarket or something? Because we got to go get some shit for the B&B, So they was driving us around. They was doing all of that good stuff, And
I'm gonna always be the friend that's too scary to take men up on their offer to take us like shopping and stuff, especially when we are out of town. I have read so many hood novellas where the dude offers to take her shopping, and then boom, all of a sudden she having to do all kind of stuff in order to just keep her little benzo or the clothes that he bought her for that day. Or he's like, yeah, I would have spent $30,000 on you, and you don't know what that $30,000 comes with. And then next thing you know, you at a men's only party and you are like one of 3 girls and you got to do something there. Like, And I seen this other TikTok. This girl was talking about how she went to Miami one time and all she needed was a couple of $100 because as soon as they got there, there was a dude who was willing to pay for their hotel, drive them around, take them out to nice places, and they didn't have to do anything. He was just willing to do that just because they were them. Girl, I don't know about that. So anyway, yeah, I would always be that friend that's too cautious to be like, yeah, let's let this man do this stuff for us.
The next day, I was gonna like throw like a boat party. Like we was all gonna rent the boat. We all agreed on it or whatever the case was, right? So I always do my part on looking up the stuff. I'm the party planner. I plan the trips. I get us the excursions. Like I get us where we need to go. You know, like I'm that type of person. Like I'm like the mom on the trip. So now here comes the day that like I'm actually like in the works of booking this boat ride. I'm texting all the boat people on Instagram. I'm finding the best prices. I'm bargaining with them. I'm like, yeah, can we drink? Can we smoke? Can we do this? Can we do that? You know? So whatever. I found a good boat ride, whatever. Good amount of seatings, whatever. My other friends was in Miami too as well. So I hit them up. I'm like, yeah, let's go. We outside. Come to this boat trip, blah, blah, blah. But everybody got to pay me $50 when they come on the trip, you know? It's going to be licks. It's going to be all of that. So just pay me $50 when you get on the boat. That's all. I paid for the boat. Me and my friends, our agreement was to go half. The shit was like $700, $600, something, whatever. I'm like, we all going to go half. It's 3 of us. So whatever bread they pay us, like $50 is whatever we going to break or whatever, whatever. So that was not the problem. Okay, me and my best friend, we went half. That was not the problem. Now the third girl that she brought, this bitch, she don't want to go on a boat ride. She don't want to do nothing. Like we going out. She ain't want to do nothing. Like she ain't want to come out to eat with us. She ain't want to do nothing. So I'm like best friend, I'm not staying in the crib. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't come to Miami for this. Like this is my first time in Miami. I'm gonna go have a good time. Like what we doing? So the day right of the boat ride, me and my best friend went out by ourselves because the bitch was like, she not coming outside. Because we gonna get to that point. You know why the bitch wasn't coming outside. Let's be real. And I'm not the bitch that's gonna be just paying a bitch way. Like, hell no. You ain't my friend. You're her friend. Like, if she don't want to pay your way, that's her problem. And I'm not gonna lie, I told my best friend, don't pay that bitch way. Because my best friend really is a nice ass bitch. And she would that ass pay her way. Like, bitch, don't pay her way. No. So the bitch knew she coming to Miami. It's like, bitch, why you came to Miami with no money? Like, that bitch only booked her flight, and that was it. Like, the bitch ain't have nothing.
Oh, no, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am. That right there is a problem. How you gonna come all the way out of town and not have no money to do nothing? See, these girls be watching this social media and thinking to themselves, oh, yeah, I'm gonna just go out of town, and there's gonna be this knight in shining armor who's willing to pay my way to do things. No, you better have your own money. And even if you ain't going out of town and you are a woman listening to my voice, have your own money anyway. There ain't nothing like being able to pay for yourself. Yes, it's nice for a man to do things for you. Yes, it's nice for somebody to be able to cover a tab for you if you need them to. Yes, all of those things are wonderful. And you want to find somebody like that. You want someone who could do that for you. But you also don't want to have to base your lifestyle on what somebody else could do for you because you can't do it for yourself. Nor have to give up a lifestyle because somebody is done with you or somebody just don't want to take care of you how they was before. You don't want to have to base that on nobody. And when you go out of town, you don't want to have to worry about no spending limit or asking anybody for no money or telling nobody what you gonna do with your money. Like, you could do whatever you want because it's your money. You can't nobody question you about your own money. You feel me? So that's a no-go right there. Ain't no way you gonna catch me in a totally different state with just a couple of $100s or not really enough money to really spend or really get to where I'm going, do what I want to do. There's no way. Or else I just don't need to be going. You feel me? I'm also not about to feel sorry for somebody who came all the way out here and ain't got the money to play, ain't got the money to go out and do things. When I went and seen my homegirl out in LA, it was so fun because we got to go to high-end places because we both have money. We both can spend. So we ain't got to feel like, oh, I know if I spend this for you, then I'm not going to get it back. We ain't got to be worried about that type of stuff. We could just go and enjoy our time down there. Like, girl, I ain't about to feel bad because you didn't budget to get ready for this trip. And if you didn't have the money when the trip was approaching, you should have been like, oh, I got to figure out how to either get rid of my ticket or something. But don't be looking at me to do for you. No, ma'am.
Like, me and my best friend, we paid for our B&B. I don't think the bitch put up for the B&B at all because, like, we already had that shit situated and she added this bitch on. Like, this was an add-on to the trip. Like, me and my best friend already had this trip planned. Like, yeah, we going. So now the day of the boat ride, me and my best friend, we went out to go get some food. We walked the Miami Strip. We having a great time, like, good old times, like we always do. Like, when it's just me and my best friend, I'm telling her, I'm like, best friend, not gonna lie, when it's just me and you, we lit. Like, I love this vibe. We meeting people. We at the boat dock, like, where we about to go, because we had to go meet the guy earlier in the day to give him the deposit or whatever. So we met up with him. But while we there, we see another boat. We lit with them. Like, they offering us to come on their boat. I'm like, damn, we should have just came on their boat. You know, we should have paid for our boat. And then basically, now it's like, all right, now we're in a time thing, like where we're late. Like, I had to run back to the boat to go pay the deposit, but I still had to run back to the B&B to go change and get cute for the boat ride tonight. So, and I only booked for like 3 hours, and we was already like into 1 hour late. So I didn't even get on the part with the niggas. All right, I forgot all about them. Let me get back on them. So y'all probably want to know how they're involved. Okay, when we met them because they're inside of our B&B building. The B&B building is like a whole B&B building, and their B&B was like down the hall from us. So it was just mad convenient. They was driving us around, and we were smoking with them, and we were just vibing with them. But none of us wanted them. Like, none of us was really showing interest into them, except for the one girl that came with no money, you know. Broke bitches always get attracted to broke things.
Because her personality is so chill, I would love to see her dressed up in her club gear or in her going out gear, because I bet she is cute as hell, and then this personality tops it off, and then she got her own money and stuff. That's very attractive, I'm sure, to the men's. That girl acting like a bird just because the men down the block got, or the men down the hallway got a little money. Girl, please do not act thirsty around these dudes. Please do not do that, because they gonna think because they buy us a bottle, now we all about to do something. Please chill out. Come on now.
So I'm like, okay, let's invite the niggas, because I'm not gonna lie, it's no other guys on this boat ride, so let's just invite them, because we've been around them since we came out here, you know. Let's invite them, but then let them know that they gotta pay $50 or whatever. We told them, they like, all right, whatever. My friends show up on time. The bitches that, I remember I told you I had other friends out in Miami, so they showed up with her friends. We got bottles, they got bottles, like, we lit. My friends paid me, no problem. So yeah, like, my friend, she like, let's go. Like, we waiting for these men. We late. We barely have any time to party and have fun. So let's just go. The men is taking too long. They taking too long to come. And I'm like, nah, let's just wait for them. I'm being nice because they already on their way. And I'm like, it's no men on the boat. We just gonna be women. It's just gonna be whack, you know. When I should have just let it be just women. I'm not gonna lie, because yeah. So now they come. They show up. The boat about to dock off. He's ready to go. The boat driver, he is furious. Like, the captain, he is furious. He like, oh, yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. It's your time or is it my time? Like, it's not that serious, sir. We only want to be on the boat for 3 hours. Let's go. It's already nighttime, so it's already, like, you know. And he was already stressing me out because he's talking about we can't smoke on the boat. But, like, we was smoking on the boat. Like, I don't know what you talking about, man. Mister, I paid $700 for this boat ride. I'm going to go smoke on this motherfucking boat. And you going to let me drive the boat, too, because I drove the boat, too. I'm not going to lie. It was fun. No shade. So now we take off, and now the man is telling me he don't got no money. The men, there's like 3 of them. They're like, they don't got no money. One of them gave me like $25. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. So now that's another red flag. Like, hold on. Y'all came on this boat ride, and y'all ain't had no money, and we waited mad long for y'all, and the least you could do is just give me $25. It's crazy. All right, we ain't even going. Now I'm like, all right, I'm already lit. Let me just have fun, and let me think about this later, because they down the hall from me. So, you know, I'm going to have to see their ass. We going to call Snow Bunny that stay home Becky, because that bitch stayed home. She was like, she don't want to come. She's not into boat rides, blah, blah, blah. Like, bitch, bye. You did not come to Miami and stay in the fucking Airbnb all day. Like, girl, bye. Now, it's the end of the boat ride. We're tore up. Like, toe up. Like, I was literally showing my ass to the people on the other boat when I was on the water. Like, I was having a great time. I was lit. I was having fun. I usually never get drunk, you guys. I swear to you guys, I'm like the mom of the group all the time. So, for this, I was really lit. Because all we was doing was mainly drinking. I did not really get to smoke too much. I only smoked a blunt. And that's not going to level my drunkenness. All right? So, now I'm lit. I'm toe up. So, I get off the boat. I'm stumbling. I left my pants on the boat. That's how I know I'm lit.
What you doing with no pants on? Okay, ain't that much drinking in the world that's about to make me take off my pants and start literally showing my ass to the boat across the way. Baby, that's just me. But I can't do it. I don't care how drunk I get. I might still get like into like a little groove or something like that. But I'm not about to become super sexual, super like raunchy. I just feel like it's so dangerous, especially in a different place like that. But now that I say it out loud, maybe that's why I ain't really been to too many vacations or nothing like that, because I'm so, I don't know, sheltered like that. I'm so I guess I would probably be boring on a girl's trip. I ain't even gonna hold you. Maybe that, okay, yeah. Now I'd say it out loud, that's probably the problem.
So my friends are like still wanting to go out, still wanting to have fun. I'm like, yeah, it's late. We still outside. Once I get off that boat, I just start throwing up, falling on the floor, falling in my throw up. That's how I knew I was tore up. I don't even know where my bag is at this point, right? So now the only thing to do, like when you're like this, you would expect your friends to take care of you, right? Like, normal shit that we do when we get drunk. Like, bitch, I shouldn't have to tell you that you gotta take care of me. Like, you know, as a friend, I thought, you know, you bitches would do that. So, we're gonna need a part 2. Come back to part 2. What part did I leave off at? Alright, this is part 2 of my Miami's girl trip when I got robbed. Okay. So, I left off at the part when I got off the boat. I was throwing up. I was very sick. I was very fucked up. My friends, they wanted to keep going out. They wanted to go to the club, whatever. I'm not going to be a party pooper. So, I'm like, yeah, it's lit. Like, let me sober up and I'm coming. Or just drop me home. Like, you know, I'm not going to be a party pooper. So, they're going to drop me home now. They said that they were doing mad shit. They went to the gas station. Like, they were doing mad shit. I was asleep. Like, I was fucked up. So, I don't even really remember that. I remember pulling over at the gas station and throwing up more. And then I remember us going home or whatever. And then, like, I made it to the B&B or whatever. The men, they came with us inside our B&B, like, to help us up or whatever. Like, I'm just thinking, you know, everything is good, whatever. But me, I remember sitting on the couch. And the man, he was being all touchy-feely. Like, I guess he liked me. And I was not really showing too much interest. But I was drunk. So I guess he thought it was a moment. Like, you know. So I'm pushing him off of me, and I'm like, nah. Like, I go upstairs now to my room, because I got my own room in the B&B. And I remember locking my door and laying the fuck down. Like, I put my bag on my dresser, and I laid the fuck down and went to sleep with my clothes still on. That's how I know I was tore up. So now the next morning comes, right? I don't know about what happened. I don't know what time these niggas left. I don't know nothing. Because, like I told you guys before, I was toe up. And I don't know if you know what toe up mean. I was toe up to the flow up. There wasn't no reviving me or me coming back outside or me having fun. Like, oh, none of that. I was asleep. So now I wake up and I get ready. We getting ready for the whole next day. Like, I'm having a good time. Mind you, I forgot to tell y'all, when we came back to the crib, now Becky want to be involved. Now she want to have fun. Now she want to act like she want to be lit with us. Like, we already lit. We came home lit. Like, you was home. You was inside. Now you want to participate in the free activities. Whatever.
My first red flag would have been them dudes not having no money. Them not having no money would have been my first red flag. And I would have knew, okay, I can't get too messed up on this boat because you ain't got no money. And I need to remember to get my money from you before we leave here. Like, you ain't about to be up here drinking my liquor and I'm providing for you. And you ain't got nothing on it but $25 and this boat ride was $700. No. So then on top of that, y'all know I have money in my purse. Y'all know I have money with me or on me. Why are y'all letting them come all the way into your Airbnb? All the way into your unit at all? They got their own place. Go on down there. And that, it just makes me scared thinking about being intoxicated and a man trying to push up on her. You know what I'm saying? Being so young, sometimes women don't see the signs that a man just isn't safe, especially when they're intoxicated, which makes me say, like, you got to be more on your P's and Q's about drinking and going out, and especially doing this, being out of town. That girl waking up happy, being like, yeah, let's go hang out and stuff. Girl, as soon as I got up, I would have checked my money, especially being out of town, especially being so drunk and stuff. And I know people was probably giving her cash, not giving her transactions or cash apping her. And even if they did, they probably could have hacked her phone. Girl, I just would have had all of my stuff up on me, clutching it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So, I don't know what they did when I was asleep, but I was asleep. So, like I said, I woke up. We getting ready for the next day. I'm like, Becky, you kind of cool, I guess, because you was cool last night, like when we came home, whatever. But I'm still not really feeling you. So, I'm a little iffy about you. But I'm getting ready because I'm like, all right, she's going to participate today. Because I had a conversation where I'm like, I'm not going to lie. You could have came yesterday. Like, everything was already paid for. I didn't say you have to stay home because you didn't pay, but you was just trying to exclude yourself because you didn't have the funds or whatever. But you could have still came and had fun. I don't like that. Like, you staying in the house. My best friend wants to stay in the house because she feels like she brought you and she don't want you to feel left out. So you're putting her in the middle of it. Like, you know, I had a real conversation with her and I ain't trying to not make her feel no type of way. Because at the end of the day, we already on the trip. So it's like, I'm not about to tell you can't come out with us. Like, now, if you come out with us and you're expecting us to pay your way, it's a little crazy. Because, like, if you ain't have the conversation with my best friend or whatever, or me before we came out, then I'm not going to, don't expect me to pay nothing, bitch. So she's like, all right, I'm going to come out with y'all today. I forgot what the plans were for the next day. I think we were just supposed to go out to eat. Oh, no, we were supposed to go jet skiing. I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah, we were supposed to go jet skiing or whatever. And I'm not sure if she was going to come this time. I don't think she was because she ain't had the bread. So I don't know who's paying for her to get on the jet skis. I'm not gonna lie. But I do know that I got all the way ready. And then when I checked my bag, because I was going, you know, when you wait, like, the next day, like, you changing your outfit, you're going to switch your bag. So I switched my bag. Now I'm opening my bag to switch it to the next bag for the new outfit. I go in the bag, there's literally nothing but a lip gloss. A lip gloss, y'all. A motherfucking lip gloss. That's it. No ID, no card, no nothing. Just a lip gloss. Mind you, we in Miami, y'all. I ain't bring no passport. We in Miami. I bring an ID. One ID. So I'm like, this can't be real. I go ask my friends. I'm like, y'all seen my wallet? Yeah, like, y'all seen my money? Y'all seen my shit that was in my bag? Like, what's going on? Like, now I'm livid because I'm like, I can't even believe this. I don't trust nobody right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not trusting nobody. Because it's like, bitch, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't even know what happened last night. So for my money not to be in my bag is crazy to me. Like, whoa. I'm texting my friends that were, like, they had their own shit going on in Miami, but they came to come visit and stay with us. I mean, come partake in the boat ride. You know, like, I'm texting them. I'm like, yo, bitch, like, y'all seen my shit? Like, they're like, no, all your shit was in there. Like, when we dropped you off, like, your shit was in there. Like, you was still, you know, we made sure you got in your crib safely, and then we left. We went out that night. We went out still, or whatever. They actually told me that they actually left me in the crib, and they all went out at one point in time, and they all came back, or whatever the case was, but not all of them. Just my friends came back to our B&B or whatever with those guys or whatever, right? I didn't know none of this part took last night. I was toe up. I didn't even know they left me in the crib by myself. Like, I didn't even know they did all of this. So now my friends is telling me, they walking me through the night. She's like, yeah, we went to the gas station last night because we was thirsty or we wanted some food or whatever. And he was offering to buy us all food. Not the guy that was just broke, that just gave me $25, that said they didn't even have funds, offering to buy y'all food. Hold on. So nobody thinks to ask, like, where'd y'all get this money from? Y'all ain't just had money before we was just on a boat ride? Like,
see, this right here is exactly why I said, do not get too wasted. Do not get too drunk. Do not get too tipsy till you get your money back from them. I wouldn't even let them on the boat until they ran me my money. I wouldn't even let them come. If it was about to be all women, well then, you know what? I guess, shoot, F it. It's about to be all women. We the ones with the money anyway, so shoot, it was just about to be us. I wouldn't even let them get on that thing. And now he offering to pay for stuff, and they don't know. The other girls aren't even aware that you didn't get to collect your money because you obviously forgot to tell them. And now you're getting mad at them for not having your back or not making sure this went. Girl, you can't depend on nobody when you out there like that. You can't depend on nobody. You can't trust nobody. That's why you gotta have that money, that phone, everything. You gotta have that stuff tucked into your bra, right up on you. You gotta be careful and vigilant when you out of town like that. You can't be having the best time of your life, getting drunk off your ass, and it's just you and your homegirls. Like, you gotta still be coherent. You know what I'm saying?
An hour ago, like, what's... And this is what goes to tell you about a little common sense about how we all was raised differently. Because I'm not gonna lie, we would already, like, been raising like, hold on, bitch, how'd you get this money? Because, you know, we be pocket watchers, you know, like, we on it. Like, you just said you ain't had no money, so hold on, how do you got money to buy all of us food? So how you offering to buy all of us food? Like, shit not clicking. It's not clicking, Steven. Then she told me, oh, he was at the ATM the whole time, and we was at the cash register. We was buying our stuff and stuff like that, and he offered to pay for it or whatever the case was. But for somehow he didn't pay for it or whatever, or he paid with cash or something like that. Mind you, I had over like $500 in cash in my bag and my debit cards and all of that, right? I look on my phone, I slide that notification down. It says decline, 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 decline ATM, decline. Like, he was trying to use my card in front of you bitches, and y'all watched it. Y'all ain't even fucking know he was using my card in y'all face while he took you bitches to the gas station. He trying to use my card and trying to take some money out. So, shit just like, I'm just like trying to make it make sense. I'm like, not gonna lie, like, y'all ain't see him doing this. Y'all ain't see, like, y'all ain't, like, I'm just asking him, like, real questions. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, y'all ain't see him go in my room. Y'all didn't watch him while he was in the B&B. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when one of us go to sleep, I think it's time for y'all. Y'all should have went to his B&B. I'm not gonna lie, because he lived down the hall. Y'all could have went to his B&B. Why would y'all stay in the B&B not watching this man while I'm asleep in my room.
Part right here, I completely agree with baby girl. Completely agree with her. There should have been some ground rules, some sort of common sense that said, okay, we all kind of faded. I don't know what's going to happen. We ain't trying to mess with these dudes like this. Let's go ahead and get them up out of the house since we need to go to sleep.
Bitch, anything could have happened to me like that. I'm telling my friends, I'm like, yo, anything could have happened to me, girl. He could have came in the room and raped me, and I was so drunk I did not even know. Like, I was crying. I'm mad. I'm like, y'all bitches not, like, you're not alert, like, how, like, you're not feeling how I'm feeling right now. Like, you're not, like, it just didn't give a sense of urgency with them, and it was just getting me so fucking mad. So I went live. I'm like, let me go live, because my other friends on my face, or, you know, my friends, my type of people, they gonna fucking understand where the fuck I come from. Everybody like, nah, I'm not gonna lie, like, your friends are wrong. Your friends are wrong. They not saying they stole it, because I didn't believe, at first I thought everybody stole from me, because I ain't know what happened. But, like, when it made sense, I'm like, they didn't steal from me, but I'm not gonna lie, it's their fault. It's their fault. Like, it's not my fault that I'm fucking drunk. I went to sleep. I locked my door. The nigga picked my lock. He picked my lock and he went into my bag and took everything out my bag. And asked them bitches to go to the store with them. Drove them to the store and tried to use my cards and spent cash and bought them all food with my fucking money.
The dude being able to pick the lock is very scary, and them not hearing him bust into her room is extremely scary. Her not waking up, she's right. That would have really shook me up. That would have definitely made me not want to be friends with anybody anymore, because you put me in a very dangerous predicament, a very dangerous situation. And we're out of town and we don't really know these dudes like this. Like, ooh.
So now I'm fucking livid, y'all. I am livid. Like, there's nothing you can tell me. There's nothing you can tell me. Like, I want to fight. At this point, like, I was ready to tell Becky, like, you want to fight? Because, like, she just kept talking, and it just was getting me so mad, because, like, now she's trying to connect all the dots. She's like, oh, that's why they were, like, bitch, shut up, because where was you at yesterday when you was using my fucking card in your face? Like, so I text them in. I'm like, okay, we at whatever. They're ducking me. I text him, I'm like, you're really a bum-ass nigga. You really waited till I was drunk to steal from me. Just bring me back my ID. That's all I want. I don't even care about the money. I don't care about my debit cards. I already shut that shit off. You ain't getting nothing out of it. Just bring back my ID. I'm not from Miami. Like, I need to get home. He goes to tell me we're in Atlanta already. Mind you, we all just left. Like, they left them around like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's only like 10 o'clock in the morning. How the fuck y'all in Atlanta already? Bitch, they said they drove from Atlanta to Miami with that rental or whatever they had. They said they were back in Miami. Now, the other one, I'm texting the other one that has a little more conscience. He's like, I would never rob y'all. I would never do no shit like that. The other guy, he left us. He was acting funny, blah, blah, blah. Mind you, I feel like they all had something to do with it.
Long story short, she didn't end up getting nothing back, and she ended up ending that friendship with her homegirl, which, like I said, I completely understand. I wouldn't want to be friends with nobody who can't have no antennas on when I'm out of it. But then I would also treat it as a learning lesson. You know, I can't be out of town with certain people. I can't be getting drunk out of town. I can't be trusting these dudes out of town. I think it's very risky to meet men out of town and even sleep with them or do anything with them, because you don't know them. Maybe we could party in the club, in a public place, but taking them back home, getting to know them on some sort of intimate level like they be doing on 90 Day Fiancé, girl, I'd be way too scared to do that. The next woman that I found, she was like a black Barbie to me. She's really beautiful. I mean, a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. She reminds me of the dark-skinned woman that used to be rapping and singing with Diddy, but you know, we ain't even gonna go there. Anyway, she had a homegirl who was borrowing money from her and not paying her back, but was also jealous of her. That's at least what I heard in the story while I was listening to it.
You know how they always say that girls go to Miami and they leave not friends? I'm gonna tell you why. I think that a lot of girls are getting to Miami with the idea that the pretty privilege they get in their city also works in Miami. Now, you may be pretty in your city, but you may not be Miami pretty. And with Miami also being very colorist, I think that a lot of girls get there with little to no money, thinking that they could rely on their looks, and then they get the shock of their lives.
When I tell you her comment section was mad as hell, I understood what she was saying. I understood how she was going about discussing pretty privilege, because I've been in groups where girls act like, okay, because we're pretty, we're going to get all of these different privileges. privileges. And even based on different spots in my city is different. You know, like you can't really, I'm a black woman, so going into like a mainly Hispanic club or a mainly white club, I don't really got the privilege or the upper hand in that club. It's usually the baddest Latin woman, the baddest Hispanic woman, or the baddest white girl. And then whatever, you know, whatever comes after that. I know I don't have pretty privilege in there. You feel me? Like, I think that that's just a normal thing to know. However, I think her friend gets jealous of her because she understands how pretty privilege works, but she has money to still have a good time. And that makes her friend mad. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm going to tell you my Miami story and how this trip ended an 8-year friendship. So back in 2014, me and my friend decided to go to Miami for Memorial Day. Now, I moved to Canada 2013, and she had called me around December 2013 saying that her car had gotten towed. She lives in New York. She had parked it on the street, and when it snows in New York, if you don't move your car, when the plow comes to move the snow, they'll tow your car. Now, she had like $2,000 in outstanding parking tickets on the car. So when they towed it, they kept it. And they told her she couldn't get it until she paid it off. So she called me crying. By this time, I haven't even gotten my first paycheck yet. Like, I moved November 30th. It's like December 15th. So I gave her what was in my savings, which was $700. Now, the new year comes and she's telling me she's going to pay me back. But as we get closer to Miami, Memorial Day, May, I told her straight up, like, listen, I can't go unless you pay me back. Like, that $700 is like my travel, spending, all that kind of money. It's not something I could just throw away. And at the time, the Canadian dollar to the US dollar, that $700 was like 1,000 Canadian. So she's like, all right, girl, I'm going to pay you back when we get to Miami. So I paid for everything, thinking that when I get to Miami, she's going to give me my $700 back. Because she is irresponsible, she missed her flight. The hotel is on her credit card. So when I arrived before her, I couldn't check in. So
let me tell you what I do not play about. That arrival time to the airport. I like to get to the airport like 3.5 hours prior to my flight. If I have to sit there and wait on, you know, the boarding to start, I would rather do that than be in a rush to get through everything or to be delayed or anything like that. No. I want to get there early. I want to have me a couple of glasses of wine. Then I want to go sit, read, or watch something on my phone while I'm waiting on my flight to get ready to board. I'm not about to be late. Because that's what happens. Then you miss your flight. Now you're having to do all kind of extra fees and shit like that to get to where you're trying to go in an expedited fashion so you can meet your homegirl there on time and y'all can actually enjoy the trip. No, I'm getting there early.
So they had to move the room to my card so that I could check in first. She arrives, gives me $500, and yeah, we start the weekend. We go to Forever 21 that was up on Lincoln, and she's blowing a bag. I'm looking at her because you still owe me $200. So I'm like, yeah, when am I going to get the rest of my money, please? She gives it to me like I'm begging her for my money back. I start to notice throughout the weekend that she's not eating anything, like nothing. Like, she'll be like, oh, I'm not hungry, and then try to eat my fries. I'm like, listen, I only brought enough money for me to eat. So, yeah, no. We're on Ocean, and I'm eating. She's trying to eat off me, and I tell her straight up, like, listen, if you're hungry, buy something. But come to find out, I don't think she has any money. Stay tuned for part 2. I could tell her money was a little funny because earlier that morning when we was getting ready in the hotel room, we stayed at Clevelander. Her neighbor had called her from New York and was like, yo, the sheriff is at your door putting an eviction notice up.
Let me tell you how I would have been eavesdropping if I was you, girl. I would have been like, what they say at your door? They say who was at your door? What they say? And broke friend, what you doing on this trip anyway? I know she was mad as hell. First of all, you keep on eating off my plate. You keep on eating my fries. I need these fries to soak up the liquor that I plan to continue to consume while we up here. You can't eat all my fries because I need those potatoes in my body. And are you even supposed to be down here with that eviction notice on your door, girl? I could be down here. I'm supposed to be moving to Canada, okay? I could be down here all I want to. I ain't got no real house. You, on the other hand, you probably need to take yourself back home and get into this job, okay? You ain't taking accountability for the stuff that you got going on.
So I don't want to eavesdrop. So I come out the bathroom and I'm just like, hey, hon, is everything okay? Now, we're both Leos, so there's a bit of ego there. She's like, everything is fine. Everything is good. She got an attitude. So I was like, I'm not going to press the issue. So we're on Ocean with, I'm eating, and she's trying to pick off my plate, and she sees a group of guys walk by. And she hails them, and the boy is like, oh, come with us. Our hotel has a beach behind it. They're staying at SLS. So we walk down to SLS, and At the beach, they brought like a cooler of drinks. Mind you, she's on an empty stomach. She is downing these drinks like with nothing in her stomach for the last damn near 2 days. She's throwing it back. I knew she was drunk when she told me she had to go to the bathroom, and she walks into the ocean only up to her knees, everything exposed, and starts peeing.
The way my jaw just dropped, girl, I would feel so embarrassed. Like, oh my God, please do not judge me based off my friend. I don't know what's wrong with her. I would probably try to hurry up, run over, get her to pull her clothes back on, be like, girl, we have to go lay you down. You are way too drunk to be out here. I would be so embarrassed. How can you do this to me? You already out here broke. Now you showing all the goods. Girl, if I would have knew this, I'd have just put you on the stroll. We could have made the money to come down here to Miami. You just showing the shit for free.
I had to run up to her in the ocean with a towel to like stand in front of her and cover her. So she's falling down drunk, and one of the guys is like, oh, are you hungry? You want anything? She's like, yeah, we're staying at Cleveland. He's like, you know what? I'm going to put some money on your room so that you can get whatever you like. We get in the car. She's falling down drunk. Like, we're holding her up. She cannot stand. Pull up to Cleveland, and I'm trying to help her out of the car. And the guy is like, yo, we're going to a white party if you want to come, but it's in Fort Lauderdale. Now, she had valeted her car. So she was like, oh, yeah, we'll meet you there. We're all looking at her like, you're in no position to drive. I'm like, well, can one of you guys stay? I can't drive. So I'm like, can one of you guys stay and drive us? Don't let them take my car. She's yelling at me in the street at the corner of Cleveland. And I'm like, you know what? She's drunk. I'm not going to argue with her. I'm just going to let her sober up. So the boy helps me walk her to the lobby of Cleveland. Now, in the lobby of Cleveland, there is a restaurant. If you know, in Miami, Cleveland has like all of those seats outside at the corner of the ocean. I go to the front desk and I'm like, hey, can I order a pitcher of water and some chicken wings and fries to the room? She's going to need it. She leaves me in the lobby and goes upstairs. I come upstairs. She's sitting on the bed naked with her wig off, right? 10 minutes later, there's a knock on the door. It's the water and the wings. She's like, whose fucking food is this? She starts going off. I'm looking at her like, this is for you. So you want to use my money to eat? You know that nigga gave me the money to put on the room, and now you want to use it? Mind you, this meal is $14. And I'm looking at her like,
I cannot drink. I cannot hang out with people who get mean when they get drunk. I cannot stand it. If you are a drunk drinker, then do not drink around me. Don't eat. I ain't got time for that. Okay. I like to be relaxed. I like to be mellow. What you're not about to do is yell at me. And I wouldn't go to no more parties out with this girl at all. You're an embarrassment. When you get drunk, you get naked. That's an embarrassment. And you talking about they just put money on this room. Girl, you need to just sit up in this room and eat some food and figure out what to do about your life. You should have asked them to cash app you some money so you could have put it on your rent. You worried about staying out here looking good, going out to other parties and stuff. Girl, why would you waste gas? Because you ain't got the gas money. Why would you waste gas?
She's screaming with the door open, naked, with no wig on. And the waiter's just standing there like... So I dive past her to get the door closed so that, she's not out here flashing the whole floor. And I take the water from him, I take the wings from him, and I set it down on her bed. And she's still yelling, like still ranting and raving about how I wouldn't let her eat my food. And now I think I'm going to eat the food of this man that got it for her. Mind you, the boy only put $50 on the room. So she's so loud that the neighbor knocks on the door. I start to laugh. Like this whole thing has been ridiculous to me. She's like, oh, you want to laugh? All right, good. Watch what I do. She goes into the bathroom, puts on a bathrobe, slaps a wig on her head with no shoes on, walks out. I start to change. Like, clearly we're not going to this white party. Like, she's not going to sober up. She's acting crazy. Less than 5 minutes later, I hear a banging on the door, and it's 2 security guards. I think that she must have fell in the lobby. Like, that's the kind of friend I am. That even after all of this madness, I'm concerned about her well-being. I'm like, the second I open the door and see the security, I'm like, is she okay? I'm thinking either she fell in the lobby or she tried to get her car. And remember, she's drunk, so valet is not going to give her the car. He's like, you got to come down to the front. I'm like, why? He's like, the girl is down there saying that this is her room and she wants you out on the street. What?
Girl, what?
She went down to them and told them I don't belong in the room. and that they should kick me out of the room. Now, let me tell you how my God works. Remember, she arrived late to Miami. So technically, the room is on my name. The person who ended up checking me in, because I arrived at like 7 p.m. at night and the front desk was closed. The person who checked me in ended up being the hotel manager. So when I come down, he's like, "Oh, Missy Caroline." Like, he's French Canadian, and we had like a full conversation when I was checking in about Canada. And so when he sees me, he's like, no, this is Caroline's room. Pulls up the record, and lo and behold, the room is on my card. So she starts shrieking. Like, he's like, "Okay, you can't go back up. Like, until you get yourself together, you can't go back up." He's like, "Missy Caroline, do you want her to come back in or no?" And I'm like, when she calms down, she can come back up. But in this state, she can't. She needs to calm down. I will bring down some clothes for her, but she can't come in the room acting crazy. Seeing that people are on my side, she starts calling everyone everything but a child of God. She cussed out the hotel manager, security, to the point where he's like, "Yeah, you got to leave, or we're going to call Miami PD." So they walk her back up to the room. They give her opportunity to pack her stuff. And my flight is at 6 a.m. So, yeah, she gets the guy that put the money on the room to come and pick her up. I fly back to Canada, and yeah, that was the end of an 8-year-long friendship. So this blew up a lot more than I expected. So I want to clear up some misconceptions. Number one, when people are like, "Oh, your best friend," y'all use that term very loosely. Though I've known her for 8 years. We met freshman year of college. After college, I stayed in Philly. She went to med school in the Caribbean. So by the time she finished there after 3 years, she moved to New York to do residency. And that was around the same time I was moving to Canada. So when she called me for the money, I had only been in Canada 2 weeks. I used all of my savings, not only to pay first and last for an apartment, but to clear the stuff I moved from Philly through customs. Like, I'm in a new country without a paycheck. So when she asked for the money, she asked for the full $2,000, and I basically told her I don't have it. And how she responded to that was so ungrateful that while we were in the bank, the teller was like, "Yo, I wouldn't send it to her." But I still did. Now, I told her straight up, like, I am in a country that's very expensive. Like, what I thought I would be making versus the actual taxes they take out of my check was vastly different. Especially, they put 15% tax on everything here in Canada. So money was running out very quickly. So I let her know when I was sending her the money that I needed by February, because I needed to pay my February rent. As the end of January is nearing, she don't got the money. So she's like, "Oh, girl, I got you in March." She keeps extending it. So by April, she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited for Memorial Day." I'm like, "What going on Memorial Day?" She's like, "Oh, girl, we going to Miami." "Who going to Miami?" "I don't have money. I'm trying to explain it to you." She was like, "Girl, I'm going to send you your little money." It's now little. I'm like, "Okay, send it right away, because I really need it." She's like, "Oh my God, they charge $50 for a wire transfer." "I know, because that's what I paid to send you the money initially." She's like, "It would just be so much easier if I give it to you cash in person." So that's why I went, because I needed the money. And it was kind of a way to like rekindle our friendship, because we hadn't seen each other in almost 4 years. When I get to Miami and she hands me $500, I go straight to the bank, because I kept my American bank account open, but my cell phone bill is coming out of it. I have a PO box that's coming out of it. Like, they're on auto pay, and they made the account overdraft. So I immediately go to clear the overdraft. So yeah, I needed money. I needed all of my money. By the time I cleared the overdraft, I had like $300. I brought a prepaid credit card with me, because I don't have credit in Canada, so they haven't given me a credit card yet. And this prepaid credit card has 500 Canadian on it. Get to the hotel, and I have to check in, so they clear that entire amount. Like, I can't even use the card. Canadian debit cards at the time didn't work in the US, so all I had was cash. Imagine, now I have about $200 for 4 days in Miami, and she wants to eat everything I'm eating. I can't afford it. So now I realize, of the $500 she's given me, I need everything. Like, I paid all of my bills. I can't use my Canadian debit card. So she's like, "Girl, let's go down to Lincoln Drive." We get down there, we're in Forever 21, and she's picking things up. I'm walking through the aisles like friggin' Orphan Annie, because I can't afford nothing. Like, I'm counting coins at this point. So when she gets to the register, she pulls out money. I'm like, all right, well, this is the perfect time to tell her I need the remainder of the balance.
She is so much more cool, calm, and collected than I ever could be, especially being out of town and only having $200. I wouldn't even feel comfortable walking around a store. I would feel so stressed. Anytime my money is messed up, girl, I have high anxiety. I feel like I can't do nothing. Don't let a bill be due. Don't let a bill be due that's imperative, like my rent be due and it's behind or something. Girl, I am just stressed out. I couldn't enjoy nothing. And I don't know if it's because of like the way I was brought up. We were a very struggling family, like borderline on the point of broke, but still affording life. You know what I'm saying? Like the lower part of the middle class part. You know, that's how we was. So now to be able to be in a position to where I'm more comfortable, I'm like, man, I don't never want to go back to that. So I get high anxiety when a bill is due and I ain't made it. Or if I was in this situation, I'm out of town with just $200. That's just grocery money. I would really feel stressed. So her level of coolness, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I need to learn what you know so I can apply that to every day of my life.
So I'm like, girl, I need the other 200. She's like, okay, here, slams 200 in my hand. Cool, I'm fine. I should be good with what's left of the initial 500 and this 200 for the weekend. Wrong. Every single time we gotta go somewhere, I'm paying for the taxi. She'd be like, oh girl, I'm gonna go to the ATM. I got you. I wanna say on the first night we got invited to some like boat party. This thing is up by friggin' King of Diamonds. It's $35 one way from South Beach and $35 back. I paid $70. So now every time I'm eating, remember, you had the money in Forever 21. Like, I need you to come with that same energy and bring your dollars out, because I'm paying $22 for calamari at Clevelander. I'm paying $18 for a waffle at Big Pink. Now I need you to bring your money because I don't have any left. And again, with the pretty privilege, like at this time, we're paying $20 to get in a Cameo, $25 to get in all these different clubs, and still having to pay for a taxi. So
this right here is exactly why I do not like going out and having to pay all of those cover fees, especially because the club ain't the same no more. Ain't nobody really dancing in the clubs and stuff. Everyone's sizing up each other, their competition. The girls is looking mad. The dudes is looking like they don't want nobody to talk to them. It's like, it's not even comfortable in the club no more. I seen that tweet that said the whole section thing, the sectionals, buying out sections, that really ruined the club atmosphere. And then having to wait in line used to be fun. It used to be fun because you knew like you could get in free, or it was only going to be like $5-10 cover, and you knew once you got in there it was going to be worth that $5-10 cover. Now it's like $25, stupid dress code. You're waiting in line just to sometimes make it seem like the party is going to be jumping in there, but then when you get in there it don't even be about nothing. So I could only imagine also throwing Ubering on top of that. You done spent like $150 just to get there, get back, and get into the club. Now you still gotta buy your drink once you get in there. No thank you, girl.
By the third day, I'm like, yo, you gotta come with some money. Like, I can't be feeding you and feeding me on what, $250 for 4 days in South Beach. Like, let's be serious. So I've been letting her eat, but I mean, what am I going to eat? And people are like, oh, get fast food. At this time in 2014, the only fast food on South Beach is Five Guys, which is not cheap. And it was a Whopper bar. So it wasn't even a full Burger King. It was just Whoppers after hours. So there's no, like, let me tell you, South Beach is expensive. We're in Wet Willie's. A drink is $28. Like, in a day, you could blow through that $250, and I got to keep it. Not only that, but I need to keep cash on hand to get to the airport. Like, my Canadian debit card is not working, and the hotel put on my prepaid credit card is not going to fall off until 3 to 5 business days after checkout. Like, I literally am surviving on the cash I have. So I get what you're saying. I'm glad all of y'all is Mother Teresa, but I mean, I literally didn't have it. I'm 5 months into a new country. Like, should I do what she did and spend all my rent money because I'm in Miami? Like, let's be serious. So this is my last response on the subject. She texts me, I want to say about 5 days later. I'm in Canada, I'm working, and let me tell you the craziest part. My dad, before I left for Miami, my dad was like, I'm having a bad feeling about it. But you know, African parents always be saying they're having a dream, so I ignored it. He was right. So I get back and people ask me about the chicken wings. I couldn't even eat them. Like, I was shaking, packing my bag for the airport for 6 a.m. because I was crying. Like, you wanted me on the street. Like, I don't even think you can explain. Like, I was hyperventilating. I was crying and gasping for air. Like, I was shaking. Like, what did you want me to do? Like, I now live in Canada. I'm flying out of Fort Lauderdale. That's why I needed extra money. I'm flying out of Fort Lauderdale. And I'm like, did you want me to sleep in the airport? Like so much things was going through my head. So she sends me a text like, Caroline, where did we go wrong? What happened? So I responded back, what do you mean what happened? You wanted me to sleep on the street. You tried to get me kicked out in another country in Miami. Like, she's like, girl, I was just so messed up, but we have to talk about what happened. I was like, until you apologize, like until you talk about your role and trying to get me kicked out, trying to have me embarrassed, trying to put me on the street in Miami, there's nothing to talk about. She was like, oh, well, I thought you was trying to use the $14. So I responded back, your friendship is worth $14?
This $14 thing that keep on coming up is so ironic because I feel like that is so small compared to all the money that she had to spend to get down there. Like, girl, you talking to me about $14? Aren't you concerned about all the money you spent on the plane ticket and what you probably lost because of whatever hotel thing happened, valeting your car and stuff? You want to keep on talking to me about that little money. Can you first apologize for hurting my feelings? Because you tried to get me kicked out and I already didn't have no money. I was already at my wit's end. If I was already broke and then somebody tries to get me kicked out of the only place I have to stay and I ain't got nothing but $200 on me, that's going to really hurt my feelings emotionally, mentally. I mean, of course, financially, but it's really going to be like, girl, I ain't got no money right now. So why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Like, first, let's apologize for that because you were wrong, but you want to try and blame it on what? You being drunk? No, we're too old for that. We're clearly over 20, so we're too old for you to be blaming it on the alcohol. You need to apologize for your wrongdoings, and then we can move on from there. But I really wouldn't want to have this girl as a friend anyway because it sounds like both of them have really great jobs and good careers to where they can do the things that they're doing. However, her friend is too irresponsible to enjoy the money that they making.
And that was the last message. We never spoke again. She proceeded to create fake pages with her preschool bestie, harassing me. Like, anytime somebody would like my picture on Instagram, she would respond to them like, oh, she's ugly, blah, blah, blah. I would allow it, right? She messaged my sister on Twitter, was like, oh, your sister is ugly, blah, blah. Allowing it. I'm allowing it. I'm leaving it. So this goes on for almost 2 years, like 2014 to 2017. I'm in Atlanta for Labor Day weekend.
You cannot tell me that does not scream jealousy, depression, obsession. She wanted you to be upset, to be mad at her, to be posting about her on your timeline. That's what she wanted. And when you didn't give her that made her even more mad. For her to even be coming at your sister talking about you. Like, girl, you want me to be so stressed out and living exactly how you're living so bad that you're willing to do anything to get me to your level. I'm not about to be company with you no more. You're miserable. You're miserable. I always be very careful with people I befriend who complain a lot when we start getting to know each other. You know how you make new homegirls and stuff in our day and age? We can make social media homegirls, like y'all my friends, y'all my homegirls, y'all my cousins, we friends. You know how you can start to get to know somebody. What I always watch for is if my homegirl is complaining over and over and over again about things that she could easily change or things that are unchangeable. It's like you just got to find another route around them. And if I sat in a constant state of complaining all the time, girl, I would be depressed and full of anxiety too. I don't need no add-on. I don't need to help that. Like, I'm trying to stay uplifted. You feel me? Do everything in my power to have a nice life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're complaining too much, I know I can't be cool with you. I wonder if this friend gave her red flags before they even got close. Because she said they were cool in college, which I love that all of these women are educated, was cool in college, friends for 8 years, but the girl hadn't seen her in 4 years. However, felt comfortable enough to give her a call to help her out financially. I just don't know about that. Like, I don't know. I feel like there was probably red flags going on in the relationship, but this beautiful woman was probably just a kind heart, a kind soul, and being like, you know what, girl, I'm gonna be there for you.
I walk into Zara in Lenox. Guess who walks out of this dressing room? Her. So I see her and I'm like, yo, what's up? She runs. She drops all of her stuff and runs. So I call my friend and I'm like, yo, you'll never guess what I just saw in the mall. She's like, so what are you gonna do? I was like, well, if God puts it on me to see her again, if I buck up with her again, I'm definitely gonna say something. I'm in Forever 21 getting workout sets. Somebody asked me where my tights are from. That's where they from. And guess who comes out the dressing room? Her again. So I step in her way and I'm like, yo, The fake pages got to stop. She's like, oh, it was my friend. I didn't do anything. I said, listen, we don't have beef, but if it continues, we will literally have beef. It never happened again. We never talked again. And that's it. Hey guys, I'm dressed for work and I just wanted to address this comment really quickly before I run to my meeting. The reason why I started my now viral video about the beauty standards in Miami is because my friend thought that because she is a 10 in New York, she would be a 10 in Miami. Does that mean she's not a 10? No, she's still a 10. It's just the beauty standards in each city is different. So New York caters to a dark skin, big booty crowd at the clubs that she goes to. You go to Houston, the beauty standard is Beyonce because that's where she's from. You go to Miami and they like a more Cuban, white, skinny standard. Now, does that mean that those people are more beautiful than the next? No. All it means is that the clubs are catering to their clientele. They know the men that buy the table. They know the men that buy the boots. They know the men that buy the bottles, like a certain look in a certain city. So that's all they're doing. So for her to come to Miami with no money, thinking that the looks that get her by, she could leave New York with just her cell phone and be good all night, is not the same in Miami. Now, does that mean you should stop going to Miami? No. I was in Miami 2 weeks ago. I'm a 5'3", 38-year-old, dark-skinned Nigerian American. Does that mean something's wrong with me? No. I may not attract their clientele, but that's not what I'm there for. So don't X yourself out of having fun because you don't meet the standard of that city. Bring your money and go enjoy yourself.
That's like overall today's message. Bring your own money. Make your own money. Do not be held to someone else's money, to depending on somebody else for you to have a good time. Make your own money so that you can enjoy it and you don't have to be stressed out. You don't have to lose friendships, but also make sure that home is taken care of before you go and do extravagant things. There ain't nothing wrong with having to sit a few trips out, or with having to create a staycation, or with not being able to go on vacation and to go on trips. That's okay. Just because the Instagram aesthetic or the social media aesthetic shows everybody going out of town and having these very big trips and lavish vacations doesn't mean that you have to participate in it as well. The one thing you want to have is peace of mind, and that comes with just already having your stuff taken care of. And I like this lady. I can't even tell that she was 38. She looks amazing. That does explain why she has such a calmness to her. And she right, bring your money so you can enjoy it on your own dime.
I go to Miami to have brunch at Nikki Beach on Sundays. I go to Miami to have Cuban food at Puerto Sagua. I go to Miami to hit up Bar Harbor because there's certain things I can't get in Canada. But to say that I'm not gonna go because they cater to white women or Cuban women, there's no alternate reality where I could look like that. So I want you to understand that society is making you feel insecure because it breeds consumerism. The more you feel like something is wrong with you, the more you buy to fix it. Of course, you're going to keep seeing videos of how to fix your laugh lines. Imagine me clicking somebody Amazon storefront to fix laugh lines. Like, why would I at 38 want to make it seem like I've never laughed in my life? Like, the only way they can oppress you or make you feel insecure is if you buy into it. And this faceless society that is setting this beauty standard doesn't even look like the standard they're setting, because they make them more and more unrealistic, because it's more and more, it's less and less attainable so that you can buy more and more. It literally drives the economy. So I want to leave you with this. I'm created in the image of God. So there's nothing wrong with me because God is perfect. So don't let society make you think something's wrong with you, because there's nothing wrong with you. You can only look like yourself and you look perfectly fine. Okay, have a blessed day, guys. Good morning. Before I get dressed for work, this is my home gym. I wanted to clear that up because people were saying I'm wearing a dress in the gym. This is my house.
Two things. First of all, yes, girl. Okay, we respect it. I want to have a home gym in my house too. I think that is just so, I love that idea. The other thing, I know that's right. You better talk about the Lord, how you're made in his image. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Shout out.
And this is my pajamas. This Skims dress is what I wear to sleep. Shout out to my sister for getting it for me for Christmas. I bought like 6 in black. So yeah, I thought I would clear that up. But I wanted to do a little wrap up. People keep saying I shouldn't be explaining myself. And if this had my normal amount of views, like 4,000, 5,000, I wouldn't. I woke up to 1,700 comments. And I feel like people are stuck on the Miami comment from my video and not watching the rest, and then putting their own little salt in my soup instead of getting the information from my video. Like, the amount of comments I'm receiving where people are telling me I said something I didn't. I'm watching my videos back like NFL game tape, trying to see where they got that information. Like, a girl told me yesterday, oh, well, you said Miami girls look better. And I'm like, I feel like Portia. Who said that? Like, where did y'all get that from? Please stop putting y'all spin on what I said and just take it at face value. Just because the club standard is different in Miami does not mean that the women are better. Like, I literally said that Miami has colorist views at some of their clubs. How can me, a dark-skinned person, then turn around and say that Miami girls are better? I'm dark.
What I think is happening here is she understands the reality of the situation. Everybody ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea. And I feel like that offended a lot of people, especially when it comes to the colorism thing. I don't know why, but this big argument between what's preferred, what's better, what's not better, this whole thing that women have going on amongst each other and amongst ourselves really sucks, because it's like everybody's just pretty in their own way, their own shape, their own form. But I feel what she's saying when she's like, reality is, this is how it is when you go out to this club, and this is how it is when you go over to that club. And I'm saying that I recognize it. That's why I know I can't go to Miami thinking that I'm about to get every dude who look my way or get every dude whose way I look. I know that because I'm not the preference there. I feel like that's what she's saying, and I think that that's a fair assessment to have.
So please take what I'm saying at face value. Also, I don't know if it's my accent. I don't know if it is a lack of comprehension. Shit, I don't know if it's George Bush's No Child Left Behind. But a lot of y'all are having problems. I said in my first video, she missed her flight. People are coming to me asking how she got her car from New York to Miami. She brought it on the plane. Why would she bring her own car from New York to Miami? It's a 20-hour drive in between. Wouldn't she just get a rental? Like, I want some of y'all to use the God-given common sense that you have to get to conclusions that are blatantly clear. Lastly, some of y'all are exhibiting a lot of behaviors that let me know that you would be her in this story time. She's owed me $700 for months. And when I told her I needed it in February, she did not care that it was an inconvenience for me. Now, though I had not seen her, people are saying, oh, I can't believe you lent it to her and you haven't talked to her. Who in the comments said that they would pay me to read a thesaurus? Can you also pay me to read a dictionary? Because seeing and talking is not the same thing. And though we hadn't seen each other, like, y'all have never had friends that didn't live in your city. I mean, just because we're friends, she's not gonna move to Canada. She just does not live near me. But WhatsApp and cell phones, the thing that I'm on right now, they all exist. We were in communicate the entire time. I talked to her the entire time she was in med school.
I ain't gonna lie, that was my question too. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, what? How you gonna loan her any money and you ain't seen her in 4 years? Girl, couldn't be me. I ain't gonna hold you. I was saying that too. So that's my bad. Yeah, I was saying that too. But I get what you're saying. And I also said, though, I think that you just had a big heart. That's what I feel like too.
And also, I want you to understand, med school doesn't make doctors, just like law school doesn't make lawyers. A lawyer has to pass a bar exam to be a lawyer, to practice law. So just because she went to med school does not mean she is a practicing doctor. So again, if she was a doctor, I would have said my doctor friend to let y'all know who she is. She's not a doctor. I didn't find out until after this falling out that she failed out of med school because one of our friends that went...
Ooh, it's all coming together now. So she was probably stressed out because she had just failed out of med school. And then y'all was supposed to go on that trip. That was going to make her feel better. But she was going crazy because I see what happened now.
To Temple, TU motherfucker. Temple University also went to that med school in the Caribbean. And she told me after this falling out that this girl dropped out. So a lot of the information, I mean, the videos can only be so long. But I wanna talk more about why your friend feels that they could spend your money in your face and you guys still feed them. You guys are enabling them. Now, who am I to stand in the way of a God-given lesson she got to learn?
Girl, I know that's right. Because you can't get in the way of God. You get in the way of God, God liable to move you out the way. So you're right. You can't get in the way. You can't.
It's a lesson she's going to have to learn. I read a quote a few years ago, and it was like, procrastination is the arrogant idea that God is always going to swoop in and save you when you know what you have to do. This is that. She's being financially irresponsible. Does she have to go to bed hungry to learn a lesson? I mean, who am I to stand in the way of the greatest teacher of all? It's a lesson she got to learn. Lastly, the day that I saw her in Zara is the same day I saw her in Forever 21. And that's my fault. I didn't explain that. We was in the same mall. So when she came out of the dressing room, saw me and dipped, I'm walking through the mall doing my shopping regular. I'm on the phone with my friend, and I wanted some macaroons. They're on the first floor in Lenox Mall, if you've ever seen it. Shout out to Whoops. Across from there is Forever 21. So I was like, you know what, let me go in there and get some clothes. Now, when I'm looking at workout sets, she walks out of the dressing room and sees me. At first, she's smug about it. She's been harassing me for a year. I went on a date with a guy in 2016, and she's DM'd him. I went on a date with a guy in 2017. She on his picture writing all this shit about me. But a Leo loves gift giving, but they also love receipts. So for y'all saying that she should come tell her side of the story, I have every single text message between me and her since 2007. And that's what I told her when I saw her. I said, the last thing you want is me as an enemy, because the things I could put out about you, I suggest you stop. And that's what made her stop. Okay? Have a blessed day, and don't be an enabler. You see your friend making bad decisions, let them learn a lesson sometimes. All right, I gotta get to work.
I've had a friend kind of like this. Like, she wasn't necessarily my friend, so she didn't want to let me go. She still wanted to be all up in my life. But then at the same time, she didn't want to be cool with me. But she did go behind me and talk to like my exes and stuff. And I thought that was very weird, because she would still be on the flip side of trying to be my friend too. And I don't know. It's like she wanted to be me, but she didn't like me so much. And I don't know. It just was weird. The last story time that I was able to listen to was about this new girl. Well, they were new friends. And I just said something about new friends, new social media friends. I feel like I'm like literally in the age group where you're getting rid of your old friendships because y'all have just outgrown each other, whether your friend got married and, you know, the friendship just ended because they have a family of their own, or they moved away so you're not as close, or you've entered into a new field. Like, I'm in tech and stuff like that. So I be going to tech conferences. So I be making new friends that way. Like, you're just making, I feel like I'm in the age where you're just making new friends. I'm in the 30s where you're making new friends. And this was interesting to me. Plus, this lady that we about to look at, she was really pretty too. I said, come on, all shades of beautiful. Come on, all shades of beautiful in this house today.
It all started when this beautiful girl follows me on Instagram. Let's do the Estee Lauder to figure out how ghetto this was. Like, over time, it's clear that we're very similar. Like, all of her story posts, I'm like, that's literally me. Like, do we share brain? Come to find out, we literally have like the same chart. She's a Libra rising, I'm a Libra rising. She's an Aries moon, I'm an Aries moon. The only difference is she's a Cancer and I'm a Capricorn, which they're compatible. All signs pointed to the fact that we'd be good friends, right? Wrong. Time comes and we're like, okay, let's actually meet. We FaceTime, and it's so nice. It felt like God put her in my life for a reason. I had been thinking about taking a break from alcohol and taking a break from partying and focusing on my goals. Talking to her really solidified it. She was like asking me questions like, where do you want to be in 10 years? Like, do your 10-year plan in 6 months. For a Capricorn like me, that is like writing me a love letter. Like, that's what I want to be talking about. When I told her I'd been thinking about not drinking, she was like, I'm also taking a break from drinking. I'm a month sober right now. And like, we agree, okay, we're gonna hang out this weekend and we're just gonna have a wellness weekend. Not gonna drink, just gonna work out, create vision boards, just like hang out and get to know each other.
Now, didn't I tell y'all she was beautiful? I mean, wow, just gorgeous. Y'all, you know what? I want to do like a vision board party. That would be so fun. Just have some wine, but really do it with people who want to actually be productive and proactive about getting after the goals that they have set up on their vision board. I wish we could do something where we like meet once a month, everybody talk about what they have done to get close to their goals. You know, that would be so empowering and so inspirational. But bringing that type of group of women together, you really have to checklist who you dealing with. What's your ego like? Will you be comfortable enough to share your win? And will you be comfortable enough to celebrate someone else's win if you didn't hit the goal for the month? Will you stay on task? Do you need someone to hold your hand the whole time? Will you actually commit and show up to the meetings? Like, that's hard, but I could understand why she connected with this friend on social media and was excited to meet her. Like, I could see it.
It all seemed too good to be true. That should have been my sign. It was just so like, oh my God, you put her in my life for a reason. And it was a reason. It was a different reason though. The day comes where I'm supposed to go visit her. He lives a little bit away from me. Also, I'm not gonna say who it is. I don't want y'all to try to find who this is. I respect this girl, you know. I wish her the best. She's just kind of weird. But anyways, he lives a little ways away from me. So she was like, okay, if you wanna just like spend the night, like you can. I would hate for you to have to like drive all the way back. And I'm like, you know what? I hate driving. So that's actually perfect for me. Yes, I did realize it's a bit strange spending the night with a stranger. I want us to both know.
Oprah did say in one of her books that this is how she met Gayle. They were supposed to be doing something for work. They got snowed into some cabin. They ended up staying the night there just because it was safer. And throughout the night, they were talking and getting to know one another. And they were like, oh, shoot, you're like my best friend because you understand me. I understand you. And from then on, they've had this long relationship. So I could see why she would think to herself, hey, this is my homegirl. We're getting to know each other. It's about to be like a sleepover.
That I knew. In my defense, I met up with a lot of men from the internet. I wasn't going to their house, but I was meeting up with men from the internet. So I'm like, I can meet up with this wholesome girl from the internet.
Okay, friend, you didn't have to tell us all that now. Now, if you meeting men's off the internet, okay, but don't tell us that. Make us believe that you're not doing that, okay?
Push comes to shove, I can take her. I can't take these men, but at least I have a fighting chance with the girl. And I just had a good feeling. Like, I'm a vibes person, and the vibes were right until they weren't. We went to this restaurant, and something weird happens though. She orders a drink. I'm like, that's weird. You're a month sober. We're like having a sober weekend and you're ordering a drink? Okay, weird. Her ordering that drink was like a yellow flag. Everyone has a different relationship with alcohol. I'm not the drinking police, but it is kind of strange that we both agreed we're not drinking and boom, first meet, you get a drink. She doesn't just get one drink, she gets two. Okay, just a mental note. When you're first meeting someone, you just take mental notes like, okay, this is the type of person she is.
I would have had to say something to her like, girl, I thought we wasn't drinking and now you are on drink number 2, which is tempting me because if I'm trying to really take like a break from drinking, I cannot be tempted by looking at somebody else drinking. I'm sorry, my willpower is not that strong. I'd have been liable to go ahead and order me 2 drinks when the waiter came back with her second drink at that same time. And if she was like, girl, I thought you were drinking, I'd be like, shut up, devil. You the one who brought us here. You the one who brought us down here. Shoot.
And the next morning, she wants to go on a hike. And I did want to go on the hike, but I was really nervous about sweating out my hair. My hair just gets messed up on this hike. And I'm telling her how I'm nervous because I have this brunch I have to get to. And the whole weekend I was making it known that I have a very important brunch that I have to go to. A weird thing that happens is I start complaining about how I know how to do makeup and how I help my friends do their makeup. And I was just like, I wish I had a friend like that with hair. Which at that point, she volunteers that she does hair. She knows how to do hair. She knows how to do all the styles. Which I say, then do my hair. And she's like, no. Well, I'm like, well, that was helpful. You don't have to do my hair, whatever. But why'd you bring up that you could do hair? Like, I don't know, was that a joke? It wasn't funny. It actually pissed me off because I was stressed about my hair. She wanted to go bowling with her guy friend and a friend of his. So it was like a double date. I was down for it, but I was stressed about my hair and I was feeling tired. Long story short, we show up at bowling and guess what the first thing she does is? She gets a drink. Which to me is just weird. The first night you drinking, I can excuse that kind of in my head. The second night, I'm like, oh, she's not actually serious about this like sobriety journey with me, which is like fine. But
girl, to me, I would have got a little irritated because you're supposed to be my accountability partner. We're supposed to be committed to this vision board, to this journey that we're on. Why do you keep on drinking? I can't take that lack of discipline around me. Just like I can't take somebody complaining all the time because I feel like I'll start to complain and I'll start to have the, oh, woe is me attitude. I feel like I can't be around somebody who lacks discipline and they can't really get their goals together, especially if we intentionally became friends because we created these vision boards. Like, nah, Girl, either you gonna put up or shut up, and we can't be close and be like, oh, we're accountability partners, we're friends, da, da. If you're not even on the same track, you're not even on the same mindset, and why we gotta go hang out with your guy friend? Ugh. I would have just wanted it to be me and her. Like, I ain't trying to meet your guy friend, because then what if you have a crush on me and I have a crush on him, and then we fall in love, but then the love don't work out, and all of a sudden you mad at me because I done turned your guy friend out and he can't stop talking about me, but you was really in love with him. Now look at us. You feel me? So
Why did you say you were? Like, that's the weird part. You know, you're like being inconsistent. And again, she doesn't just have one drink, she has two. Literally everyone I'm with is drinking. One guy there is like being really drunk, like he's so handsy, so like, let's all go back to your place and we'll get a bottle. I'm like, get a bottle? Oh hell, like I know that vibe, I know that night. I'm not doing that. That's not what I signed up for. I wanted a wholesome weekend. I wanted to make my fucking vision board. At this point, I'm thinking, you know what? I think after bowling, I'm just gonna go home tonight instead of in the morning, because I have to figure out how to do my hair for this event. In hindsight, maybe I should have communicated when I was thinking about leaving earlier throughout the night. But my logic was, I don't want to embarrass her in front of her guy friends. Like, people are weird in front of other people. So once we're alone, I'll tell her that I'm gonna head out. Ciao. When we get in the car back to her place, I let her know, hey, I think I'm gonna head home tonight to be up early. Like, everything changes. We stop the music. She doesn't resume it. We were having a fun, bantery conversation. She gets so cold. One word answer. She's like, okay, fine. I don't care. Go. I didn't expect you to say this long anyway. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, communication's important in my friendships. Like, what's up? Like, no, I want you to leave. You should leave. I'm like using every ounce of emotional intelligence to like deduce why she's acting weird. And I'm like, oh, if you feel like uncomfortable in front of those guys, like, because one guy was her friend, like her close friend. So I was like, oh, she should be fine because that's her friend. Like, you know him longer than you knew me, girl. But anyways, I'm like, okay, maybe that's what it is. So I asked her, I'm like, oh, is that guy making you uncomfortable? Like, if you don't feel comfortable around him, like, I'll stay until he leaves. Like, and then she's like, yeah, that's what it is. I feel so uncomfortable around him. I really want you to stay.
You know what? I'll go ahead and get up out of here. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get up out of here, because I'm not going to do this sarcasm thing you got going on. Girl, just tell me what's wrong. Just tell me what's bothering you. I've been down here for 2 days already. You can open your mouth and tell me how you feel, but you can't do that, okay? Girl, just tell me what's wrong with you. Don't start doing that sarcasm thing. Yeah, I'm so scared. Yeah, I'm so scared that something's going to happen to me. That's why I want you to go. See, that sarcasm thing would have got on my damn nerves. Don't get sarcastic with me just because I'm ready to go home and I don't want to sit up here and get drunk with you and your guy friends and they might try to do something to me or with me. This is how a lot of these missing people stories get started. What did you tell them? What you tell them? Because why we all drinking and stuff when we had already said we wasn't drinking? Me and you, we said we wasn't drinking. Now we sitting up here with these dudes who are talking about, oh yeah, we'll just get a bottle. What did you tell them? What you tell them that they was coming down here to do? If this ain't that type of party. So, okay, you want to get sarcastic? You want to get an attitude? Bye, girl. I got a car and I got keys and I got gas money. I'm out of here. What?
And I'm like, girl, why didn't you say that? That's fine. And she's like, no, I'm being sarcastic. What the fuck is going on? Why are we acting like this? Like, come on. We're grown. Let's use our words, babe. Weird vibes continue as I'm packing my stuff and leaving. Like, goes in her room, shuts her door, doesn't talk to me. When I get to my car, I'm like, I'll text her I got home safe and I'll reassure her that I had a good time. I just had to go home to prepare for this event. When I get to my car, I get a text that says, I don't want to be friends anymore. Take care. If someone tells me they don't want to be my friend, that's cool. You don't have to be my friend. I have enough. What you're not gonna do is silence me, because I got some shit to say, bitch. I was gonna keep it cute. But now I gotta tell you about yourself because you're acting so weird. Like, why are you being weird? Because I wanna leave? I'm not gonna share the text messages because honestly, I wasn't my highest self. I told her,
girl, no, you're supposed to show us the text messages. We don't mind. We know that you probably was like, oh, okay, so you think you about to just tell me don't text back as if I ain't got some shit to say? No, because I want to talk about the fact that you couldn't stick to the commitment of not drinking in the first place. Can we start there? Don't be classy now. Don't be classy now. Okay, show us the other side, girl.
That she's acting fucking weird. I suggested that she get some therapy and that she learn how to communicate better. Why would me leaving disrupt you like that? I can understand someone being a little disappointed that you're ending the party soon. Not like I'm just leaving to leave, but like, even if I was leaving to leave, why can't I leave? Like, this was so perplexing, so disturbing to my peace. One, I don't like how she reacted to this. Like, why just be like, I don't want to be your friend? Like, why was that the starting point of that conversation? I don't like that kind of communication. Also, no offense, we just met. Who's to say we were friends? We were acquaintances, but whatever. Even if we could resolve this issue, which I don't think we could, you acted weird too early on. Like, there's a threshold. You have to act weird like at least 5 friend meetups in. Like, if you're acting weird on the first friend meetup, like, that's a huge red flag, a red banner at this point, and nope. But the thing is, even if in some world I could make it past this, there's a fundamental difference between us, because I'm a type of person who likes to leave when I'm ready to leave. You can ask any of my friends, when Tyla's ready to go, Tyla's gonna call her Uber. She will see you later. Like, that's my thing. I hate being anywhere for a second longer than I'd like to be. Y'all let me know, like, was I wrong in this situation? Like, call me the fuck out. Am I the asshole?
No, girl, you wasn't crazy. You wasn't crazy at all. No, girl, you wasn't the asshole at all. Matter of fact, nobody on here was the assholes. Everybody here was the victim. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you have a friendship horror story? I know I have several of them, and I would love to speak about them. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like the video. Share the video with a friend, because you never know who needs some entertainment on a Friday. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.